Hello, good citizens of White Settlement. Mayor Young here. I'm with a longtime friend of mine, Public Works Director Larry Hoover. He's going to go over some projects that we got going in the city. How you doing, Larry?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Can you give us some information about Kimbrough? Is it going to be ready for when school starts? Are we going to be able to pass through the streets and get the kiddos to school?
Yes, Kimbrough Street is almost substantially complete. Their contract term is July 28th. They have just a minor amount of paving on the south end of this mile-long project. They should be cleared and ready to go, all streets open by school. We're just working on a lot of details that need to get finalized and corrected.
So y'all built that road from the underneath up, right?
That is correct. This project was a complete streets project. We addressed the water, the wastewater, the stormwater, and the paving, and added sidewalks to a street design that was not designed to have sidewalks. So there was some engineering that needed to be done to get that in properly at ADA regulations. So a lot of work went into this project, replaced a lot of old pipes that were probably 70, 80 years old, and we found a lot of surprises that we didn't know were there or weren't where they were supposed to be. So,
right, I understand. It's been a long project. It's looking good from what I can tell. Is there any other upcoming projects you'd like to discuss?
Well, we're finishing up or in the midst of a drainage project on the National Guard on the north side. It's called the DSEP project, and it's going to help drainage along that north side. And we added a water line along that drainage there. Actually replaced a water line that will help circulation in that area for the water quality. We have a drainage study that's near complete for the north side of the city, including the streets of Easley, Las Vegas Trail, Hallville, Comal, and Quebec. So that drainage system has been studied, and they're going to give us a nice big list of projects to make corrections to the drainage in that area.
So it's also going to improve some of the drainage down on McCauley, right, as well?
The National Guard project will, yes.
Right. And then can you tell us a little bit about the jack system that y'all put in place down there for the water to trickle?
At the end of the drainage there on Shoreview, it drops off to tributary to Lake Worth, about 25 feet. And there is a design called jacks. Most likely you remember it from World War II movies. They're the little jacks like you play with jacks in a ball, and you have to install those just right or they don't work very well. So very intricate. We've had experts out helping the contractor get those installed well, but it's made to slow the water down so it doesn't cause more erosion.
In May we approved the council approved an audit to assess the water system in the city. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yes, that audit will inspect and check for leaks for our fire hydrants and our valves and our water system. We have an old system, and it would help us determine just exactly what condition our system is in and where and what we need to address.
Okay. So what are most important? You'll eliminate them in a row.
Yes, of course, worst first in any of those situations. The biggest leaks get the first repairs, and then work our way down until we get them all prepared. They'll provide us a nice list and a map of all leaks, all fire hydrant issues, all valve issues, and we'll have to get busy on a repair plan.
So, but we're not going to lack in any water needs or anything, is that?
No, we have plenty of fire hydrants and plenty of water lines. We will look for those anomalies where there may be 2 or 3 fire hydrants that are close together that that area needs to be a priority, because we want to make sure we have good coverage, and we're working with the fire department to make sure that they are on board and know what's going on and when a fire hydrant will be out of service and when it's going to be repaired.
Anything else you'd like to discuss?
So I've also got a street assessment program happening. The company's going to come out and do a digital LiDAR of all the streets and provide us a capital improvements plan and a maintenance plan to address all of our streets long term and what those costs may be. This is something that has not been done. The last assessment of the streets was done in 2004 by me with paperwork. I had 2 binders, about 6-inch binders full of papers of each segment of the road. It was tough. It took me about 2 years to do, but this will be done in a matter of months, and we'll go right into a GIS map for a presentation for a future council meeting.
That's great. You also talking about having a Public Works Day. Explain a little bit about that.
Yes, that kind of follows the National Public Works Week that you do a proclamation for in May. Is pick one day during that week and have an open house at our City Services Center, which houses all of Public Works, but also Parks and Rec, Splash Days, and the Building Maintenance Department. We want people to know what we do, where we're at, and we're just as important.
Absolutely.
So,
Probably the most important, if to be honest about it.
well, we do supply the water that's required for life.
We need our emergency services, but you know, we also need our public works.
Absolutely. There's always a need for what we do.
Yeah. Is there any way we can take a small tour today?
Absolutely.
Hey Larry, will you take the opportunity to introduce us?
Yeah, Mayor, this is Karina Molinar. She's the Public Works Office Manager. She keeps us all in line, including me.
Well, I'm gonna have somebody to do that.
Right?
Yes.
He's a good boss.
Yes, that's good.
All right, you just want to walk out this way?
Yeah. It's a big area.
It is a big area, but if you remember, we did a Public Works Master Plan. Try to determine what's the best use for this property because it is surrounded by residential.
Right.
And we know we affect the residents at 3 a.m. when we're coming in for a leak. So we need to look at the best ways to prevent that.
Right.
And use this facility to its best ability because it may be the only facility we have for another 50 years.
Yeah.
So it needs to be functional.
Right. A lot of people don't even know what's up here though,
A lot of people don't.
except for the local residents.
So we have a large storage area. We use it with a lot of dry goods, a lot of equipment. The Texas heat and the weather just really affects hydraulic hoses and belts and seats. So we try to put as much equipment under there as possible to protect it. It's good for hail too, but you know, it's mainly the sun
Right.
that we're protecting our equipment from.
So-
We have, in Public Works, we have water, wastewater, stormwater, environmental, the meters, and streets. And we also have Parks and Rec, Splash Days, and building maintenance up here as well. So that's why we call it the City Services Center,
Right.
because it's more than just Public Works.
Well, I know it's a big area because it sits on top of this hill.
Yes.
Looks like you got all the tractors and stuff and
Yep.
dump trucks.
We got road salt for icing. We have sandbags ready for flooding.
So you guys cover a lot of aspects of what goes on in the city to keep it running.
Yes, a lot. You can look over there. If you pan over there, you see some fire hydrants, supplies that's ready to go in. It's stored outside. It doesn't hurt it because a lot of that stuff's internal.
So what are these items right here?
Right here, these 2 silver containers, those are our sand spreaders that insert into the back of the dump truck.
Okay.
And they have a conveyor belt system in it, so you don't have to raise the bed.
Right.
Now, back in the 80s and 90s, when I drove a truck, we had to raise the bed and the spreader was on the back. And it makes the truck a little shaky and a little more dangerous.
Well, this is more efficient too.
More efficient, yes, safer.
Absolutely. And I see you got stop signs for when the lights go out.
Yeah,
The lights go out.
we try to be prepared for almost any scenario.
And those are big generators right there, I'm assuming?
Yes, we have 3 lift stations in the city, primarily on the north side, where 90% of our wastewater goes through those and then gets pumped over to Fort Worth.
Okay.
So those, we lose power, we hook up to the one that loses power and take it over there, plug it in, turn it on, and we have power to that lift station, so the sewer does flow.
Thing to note is Larry and I grew up here. His father was my bus driver. We got some stories we could tell. We probably played up here in the dirt when we were kids. But
I remember having the city guys come by with a bucket of my toys that I left in the sand pile when they were getting sand to do something. So my dad told me to quit playing over here, but I didn't listen.
All right. That's probably why you become a public works guy, right?
Yeah,
You
I
like
figured I
playing
play in the sand, I might as well work in the
like
sand
playing
too.
dirt. Can you explain the different type of
Yes,
materials
yes.
we got here?
These piles here is our road-based material that we put down when there's a water leak, and it compacts solid. And typically, if it's compacted and the dirt underneath is compacted good, it doesn't sink much more, creating more potholes.
Right.
Then we have our cushion sand that's required to be put over water leaks. All of our lines have at least 6 inches of cushion sand on top of them, so when people are digging, they can see
that
they're getting close to a pipe. Then we just have our topsoil, and then our manufactured sand we use for sanding when icing or snow. And then of course we have some roll-offs for our work that we do out here. And the Air Force reminds us they're next door every day. So.
Exactly. And this is where we do our community cleanup, so people bring.
That is correct. I started bringing that up here for control and to make sure that Meadow Park area around City Hall stayed a lot neater and cleaner.
Well, we appreciate that because it does look a lot cleaner up there.
Yeah, that was the goal.
Again, Larry, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, anytime.
It does. Remember, good citizens, we're better together.